What's up, Panther fans? You know this is Panthers War 89. Wow. We didn't even score today. You thought it was bad. You thought, man, what could cap this season off any better? Let's not even score. I guess I shouldn't say cap this season off because we still got one more week of this nonsense. Like, what is this? I'm not sure what to say anymore. We had 7 first downs. I want to start off with the positives. Thought the defense honestly played pretty well. They only gave up, I think, 9 points in the first half when it should have been a lot worse. And then eventually they kind of broke, but who can blame them, right? I mean, the offense literally had 7 first downs, 1 of 13 on third downs, 3 of 6 on fourth downs, 57 rushing yards, absolutely no attempt to establish the run. 67 passing yards. Are you kidding me? I just got done saying last week how I think Bryce has really figured it out, and I expect him to close the season strong. Well, I still think he's figured some things out, but I don't think he was put into a position to succeed today. DJ Shark last week dominates. This week we don't even get him the ball till I think the second half. And then when we finally do, we're starting to push the ball down the field. Almost makes that catch down to 3 or 4 yard line. Would have been huge. But instead dropped it and, we can't even score. But I don't understand what this team is doing, right? We want to be really aggressive with our calls as far as going for it on fourth down and things like that. But then we make really conservative calls, right? We're not pushing the ball down the field. So I don't get it. Are we aggressive or are we not? And then also, I think it might have been the last possession we even had the ball. We went for it on fourth down, and Bryce just threw the damn thing out of bounds. What are we doing, right? And I think he's going to be good, but, man, what are we doing? And then our owner is literally throwing drinks on fans. I get the frustration. Let me take that back. I don't get the frustration at this point. You should have accepted that you put together a horrible team and you got to fire everybody and come back fresh next year with a new coach and a new GM, and you move on from there. And yes, Scott's got to go. You can't give an extension to Sam Darnold and think you still deserve a job. Can't have that. But what are you doing, man? Can't throw drinks on fans. And you know what? Actually, realistically, you probably can, because people like him, nothing ever happens. Even if he's got to cut a little check, there's no real consequences, right? But you look ridiculous. I don't really care, it's a drink, get over it. But also in the sense, you fired 2 coaches, middle of the season, back-to-back years. I don't disagree with the firings, but you got to look at why did you hire those people, right? You come from the Steelers and say you want to run an organization like them where you have a coach for 20 to 100 years, right? But you're running it the exact opposite way. So let's try not hiring the worst possible candidates, okay? Let's try to do that. And for this game, I didn't even bother putting together any plays or looking. I don't really care. There was nothing to review. Absolutely nothing, right? I was thinking about, I was watching the game, I'm like, this is one of the most boring games ever. First time we've been shut out since 2002. What are we doing? 0 points. You know how hard it is to not score? 57 rushing yards. No attempt to establish the run. 67 passing yards. Well, shit, you ain't running the ball. Should be able to get some yards. Nope. Oh, man, it's bad. And then Icky, you're supposed to be an all-pro left tackle, but you're worse than you were in your rookie year. What's going on, man? There's a lot of things wrong on this team. A lot. I don't know what to say at this point other than I'm glad there's only one more week of this shit because I don't want to watch anymore. I want to restart, get new coach, new GM, hopefully good, and then we'll move on from there because this is terrible. This is an absolute dumpster fire. And to put it in perspective, right? We have won the same amount of games as we did in the year where we had Matt Moore and Jimmy Clausen as our starting quarterbacks. I'm going to leave it at that. But, yeah, not a good look for the Panthers today. And, you know, hopefully next year's better. But I think that's about all for this video. So thanks for watching. Go Panthers.